Hey guys, it's Ajid,
Tyson.
and it's Kirkhood Reviews. We're back again to review the new Harry Styles album, self-titled debut.
Yep, very excited about this. His debut album, obviously a lot of people know who Harry Styles is.
From One Direction fame.
Yep, definitely from One Direction fame. And I think a lot of people speculated that this album
Would be trash.
It wouldn't be what it would. It wouldn't
Much
have this...
like Zayn.
It wouldn't have this rock and roll flair. It would be, something, like you said, like Zayn Malik's kind of poppy.
Trying way too hard to kind of have that sex appeal kind of sound.
Yeah, just kind of...
And it's off-putting.
Poppy trash. I think Niall's not doing too bad a job in his career.
Nah.
It's not good, but I mean, Harry's definitely...
Sounds bad, Zayn.
Harry leaving One Direction, to me at this point, is probably the best decision he's ever made.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's great for him.
Good for him. So he came out with...
Getting into what you said, this thing's just drenched in rock influence. I'm feeling a lot of Bowie, a lot of Beatles, a lot of Rolling Stones. A lot of Harry being from Britain. He probably grew up listening to that. He probably brought all those influences into his music. He does wear his influences on his sleeve a little bit. And sometimes some motifs, I guess, do feel a little bit unoriginal and uninspired. But he still does them justice. Now, I'm not saying he does it better than any of the artists I just list. But he still does it justice. He does it well.
I think he brings his own personality to it, too. I don't think that he wears them too much, but I think he puts his own flair on it, and I really enjoyed what he did with the album.
Right. There's some songs I really like. There were, like, a good amount of, like, acoustic ballads on this, too. And that was something that I felt, like, became a real dichotomy between some of the songs, some of the harder hitting songs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. There was nice diversity where some songs where you came out hard, a lot of guitars, a lot of rock and roll put into it, and then he has these kind of nice, smooth piano ballads. Sign of the Times is kind of a good example of a formula he used, where he has slow builds up into like a big, nice chorus, and it just sounds very melodic and very nice.
I think that happens through a lot of the songs in the track listing.
Yeah.
Sometimes to a fault. I feel like some of the songs do take a little bit of time to actually start up and get going. But
yeah, sometimes they do drag a bit. I guess I can agree with you.
Especially the two pre-release singles. I feel like Sign of the Times, it's not even that they drag on. It's just like the beginning's like kind of slow, kind of dull, but it gets into it later on into the track.
I think I might have to disagree with you a little on that. I think the build-up was kind of perfect into the big...
I think it's a little slow.
Times.
They could have sped up a little bit. But
excuse me, guys, if I keep coughing. I've been sick for the past couple of days since prom, so...
Yeah.
Prom night was fine still, but I just got a little sick at the end, so... That wasn't too good. But anyways, let's go into our favorite tracks.
Right, back into the album. One of my favorite songs on here, Sweet Creature. Definitely love it. Great acoustic ballad. Harry Styles really has a knack, I think, for songwriting. And the hook, really catchy, really passion-filled. And that's something that I think he really does well on this album. It's just putting a lot of emotion and a lot of passion into every single performance.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to agree with you on that one. Sweet Creature was also one of my favorites on the album. I actually listened to it on the first one. I was like, okay, this is good. And then I put it on shuffle play when I was playing on my speaker, and I was like, wow, this song really, it really captures the old spirit of, like you were saying, definitely captures his influences very well.
I think another song for me was Kiwi. Really like the hard-hitting guitars. Really like his bravado on the track. Really like the confidence on it. I do think it's a little underwritten at times, but that's not really that big of a fault to me.
Another one of mine is obviously Sign of the Times, which everyone knows. I think it's a beautiful piano ballad. Starts off slow. Like Sajid says, I can agree to a point that it does start off a little bit slow, but it builds into that nice melodic chorus, and very, very good pre-release single for him. I think that was one of the...
Right.
That was not...
I was certainly surprised when it first came out.
Yeah,
we did not expect it to
nobody
be that good.
expected that. I didn't expect that he was even going to be in, like, this genre. Like, But again, good for him, and that song really got me hooked on him.
Another song, my last favorite on this album was Carolina. This literally just feels like a Beatles song to me. A well done Beatles song. I feel like if I had Paul McCartney or John Lennon on this song, I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah,
I think it's really well done.
Definitely
Instrumental is great. It's this happy, just kind of that sunny, kind of 60s, 70s rock feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely love it.
I definitely did love Carolina. Kiwi, again, like you agreed, I thought Kiwi came out very hard. You could clearly tell rock and roll influence. Another one that I kind of had to go through again, and then I listened to and I go, wow, this is another one that really just adds all those old school elements in rock and roll that I really love. So Kiwi, Carolina, again, both very good songs. And now we're going to actually get into our least favorite track, which, let me tell you, is pretty hard. Is by no means do we not like this track, but we got to choose a least favorite. So
I got to pick Woman, which was like the second class song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like
slow.
It's not a finished song in a way.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just one musical motif over and over again. And it does get to a point where it's repetitive. I think it's severely underwritten. Not to the point where it's unlistenable, but it's just very underwritten. It does rely a lot on Harry's bravado, and that's great, but a song shouldn't rely on somebody's bravado to make it great. Like, he's trying to push that feeling of like the Rolling Stones, where it's like the front man kind of feel, but it's just not a song, really. It's a motif.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on Woman. I did think that it was just, I also agree. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to just rely on his soul influence and character to kind of push through that slower kind of song, but it just doesn't come together in that. So I would also have to agree and say Woman is my least favorite song. So I guess we're going to go ahead and
wrap it up.
Rate this album now. Let's so G, you can go first.
All right, for me, this was actually a great album. I liked it the first time I heard it. Listened to it a couple more times, just give it a few more listens. The first time around, didn't really find any major faults. As I got into it, I saw some things were a little underwritten, some things could have been performed better. Overall, this album I still think was great. I'm going to have to give it a light 8.
I was very taken with this album. I think it's great that something like this performed by somebody who was probably in the most mainstream of spots possible, where, one of those Justin Bieber types where, millions of girls and boy band stuff. I'm so glad that they came and made like a true music album and put actual music thought into this. For debut, I'm going to give this a strong 7. I very much like this and would recommend this to anybody who likes music or rock and roll in general. So please go give this a listen.
So 8 and 7, 15 out of 20, or 7.5 out of 10. Which, great debut.
For a debut album,
yeah.
That's a solid debut album.
Definitely looking forward to more of what Harry Styles can pull out. Maybe his songwriting's going to mature. Maybe it's going to even get better. And hopefully the instrumentals, this direction, I hope he keeps going in.
I would love to see him evolve into like the next Bowie, or kind of bring that rock and roll sound back to the mainstream.
Alright, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all down there.
Do all that good shit. Thank you. Thank you for all the views on the last Logic album. If you haven't viewed that, please go view that right now. Thank you for all your support. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Kirkhood out.